The Investing Project is about helping ordinary people achieve substantial wealth without upending their everyday lives. The Million Dollar Experiment is a real-time example of this project in action. And my foundational premise in leading this project is that I am not an expert in any of these topics. Rather, I'm building a system that weaves in other people's expertise and makes it possible for me, and you hopefully, to achieve tremendous results in a very short time. So remember, I'm not a financial advisor. So don't just blindly copy me. Instead, use this as a framework to integrate your own choice of experts that will help you achieve the results you want. Hey all, welcome to week 10 of the Million Dollar Experiment. This is our week 10 update. Good week this week. We had 7 trades in the income engine, 5 wins, 2 losses. The growth engine is chugging along, and we'll jump into the spreadsheet and we'll have a look at all of that in a moment. But so far, so good. One thing I wanted to bring up that I've been thinking about lately, I mentioned actually, funnily enough, in a video just a couple of days ago, earlier this week, was the idea that, and this was in a situation where I had a legitimate setup in my income engine trades, and I didn't take it for various reasons. But I had made the comment that I need to force myself to take every legitimate trade setup. And I think that, a lot of traders would agree with that sentiment. If a trade meets your criteria, you must take it, because then you're playing the laws of averages. You know that you have an edge, and with that edge, if you take every trade, you'll end up more profitable in the long run. However, when I designed this Million Dollar Experiment, I did it with a specific idea that I would only need to have 2 really excellent trades, or maybe 4 pretty good trades in an entire month to meet the target. And I did that on purpose. I didn't want the targets to be so aggressive that I had to have many, many, many good trades every month just to meet the targets. I wanted to be able to have a handful of really high quality trades, and that would be enough to meet the goals. And so these 2 ideas seem to live in conflict with one another. The idea of I need to be discerning and only take really good trades versus I need to take every single trade that meets my criteria. And so I've been doing some thinking about that. And I think the answer lies in tightening up the criteria so that every legitimate trade has to meet a higher bar. Because I found myself, I mean, you've probably noticed if you've been following along, I've been taking quite a number of trades. Like last week, I think I had 12 trades. That's a lot. I mean, that's roughly 2 1/4, 2 1/3 a day or thereabouts. It's more than I really ought to, because there aren't 2 1/3 really great setups in the hour, an hour and a half, maybe each day that I'm trading. So what that means is I'm reaching for trades that are lesser quality. And this isn't necessarily a good habit, I think. And so I'm going to be giving some thought over the weekend and going into next week about how I can tighten my criteria up a bit so that I'm really restricting myself to the best quality trades, and that it's okay to go for several days without actually taking a trade. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's I'm bringing that up as one thing that may shift slightly going forward. Okay, so looking at the spreadsheet here, this is our trading tab. So for the income engine, we had 7 trades, as mentioned, and 5 of them were wins, 2 of them were losses. The grand total here for the week was $328. So it's a pretty good week. And then so that's the income engine. Jumping over to the growth engine, we've had some good movement in the first week on particularly on IREN, not so much on CDE, but IREN is currently sitting at having captured around 44% of the available profit. Of course, a lot can change in the several weeks remaining before expiry, so we can't really count any of our chickens before they're hatched. So the last week, and particularly the last couple of days, things seem to come into a clearer focus. But so far, so good. And so if we look over at the totals, we can see so far for the week, we have our 328, as mentioned. The full amount of the growth engine that we have earned this week is $309. So when I say we'll see how much of it we've actually captured, the truth of the matter is that 309 is ours regardless. The only question is whether or not the stock will close below the strike price, in which case we might be assigned the shares and then need to sell covered calls on them until such time as they're called away. And so for a period of time, we might be in a negative position if the stock goes down for a while. But regardless, the $309 in cash is ours to keep, as is any amount that we'd subsequently sell through covered calls. So that's how that works. We'll know more by the end of the month about how things look overall. So that's it for now. Oh, just one more thing before we sign off. If you would like to download the exact plan and blueprint that we're using to drive the $1 Million Experiment, you can download it for free from our website. It's at theinvestingproject.com. The link is in the description. There's also our $1 Million Experiment YouTube channel where you can see all of the trades that we place as we place them.